One of the reasons people with Asperger syndrome are soft targets to be taken advantage of is because we crave acceptance, and other people pick up on that. Not everybody, but people who are narcissistic or who are psychopaths and they're out to take advantage of others, people who are nefarious in their worldview. And they're looking for somebody who is easy picking, somebody who is an easy target, and they look at us and they say, this is somebody I can take advantage of because this guy really, or this woman, whoever, really craves acceptance. Now, how do they know that? Well, there's different signals that we can give off, but typically this is based upon my life's experience. I don't know of any studies done in a university somewhere that backs this up, but just based upon my life's observation, I've noticed that when people with Asperger syndrome or others are all alone, even in a crowded room, they're by themselves. Very rarely do they speak to anybody else, and only then it's if somebody approaches them first. And somebody is watching them, and that other person approaches them, and they find that other person is kind of put off because the individual, the person with Asperger syndrome doesn't know how to relate, doesn't know how to have a conversation. Well, it's kind of obvious to somebody who is seeking prey that you are an individual who is not accepted, socially accepted. Well, it follows then that you would crave social acceptance because it's kind of like you are starving. It's kind of like you're dying of thirst, only it's not food and water, it's acceptance. It's psychological. And these people pick up on that. And they know that you are craving acceptance, and you know what happens? They provide it. Suddenly, they are your best friend. Now, I've seen people do this different ways. Sometimes they're in your face almost immediately. That tells me they're not very good at what they're doing. But I've seen a lot of people who, people I've experienced in my life, is they just become your buddies, become your friends. Well, I've had a lot of good friends in my life who did not take advantage of me, but the people who do take advantage of me, I can't tell the difference until after. These people pride themselves in their ability to deceive you. Number two is you don't realize, speaking of people with Asperger syndrome, we don't realize that we are being mirrored. Now, being mirrored simply means this. Somebody who takes advantage of you, or just a salesman, they actually teach this in sales schools, that one of the ways to build a rapport with somebody else is to watch their behaviors and mimic them, mirror them. So if you are a salesman and you're walking into a potential client's office, for example, what you will do is you watch the way the person sits, and you will sit the same way they sit. Watch their hand gestures, and you will use similar hand gestures, maybe not obviously identical. Or if you are a used car salesman and somebody walks on the lot and the guy has his hands in your pocket, if you're a good car salesman, you may want to put your hands in your pocket too. And if the person's kind of walking with a slouch, you may walk with a slouch. Why do they do that? Well, it's called mirroring. And they do it for one reason, and that's because it works. Because people like to be with people who are like them. They tend to identify with people who are like them. More importantly, we tend to trust people who are like us. That's not a bad thing. That's just a thing. Don't know that it's a good thing. Sometimes it is, but that's just the way that the human mind works from what I've observed. So we sometimes are unaware of this person who is, just seems to be one of me, just kind of like my twin. This person, where have you been all my life? Now, it could be a friend, could be a love interest, could be somebody, you don't know why they're in your life, and it could be they just like you. Believe it or not, there are some people out there, in spite of your Asperginess, there are some people out there who truly, genuinely like you just because they like you. There's nothing nefarious about it. They're not trying to take advantage of you, but there are others who are. Now, the problem with me, and probably with others who have Asperger syndrome, is we can't tell the difference. One seems to be the other. And the only way you can tell the difference, let me rephrase that, the surefire way to tell the difference is wait till after they scam you. Well, the problem with that, obviously, is it's too late. Wait till after they take advantage of you. Now, if you're in a love relationship with a narcissist or somebody like that, and you wind up getting married to this person, then you find out they were just taking advantage of you. I can't say it's too late, but you're in pretty deep. Let me phrase it that way. Number three is because, yeah, people with Asperger syndrome, like everybody, need to feel important. They like to feel needed. Well, the problem is obvious that neurotypical people, they have those needs met. There are other people in their lives who make them feel like somebody, make them feel important. There are others in their lives who make them feel wanted, make them feel validated, make them feel accepted, make them feel needed. But if you don't have those things, then you're easy picking. And somebody who is going to take advantage of you, they recognize that. You are a soft target. Well, what to do about that is, number one, don't make it so obvious. I mean, you walk into a crowded room, maybe it's a church, maybe it's a family outing, maybe it's a, wedding reception, maybe it's a high school reunion, which I doubt you will find very many Aspies at high school reunions, probably none. But the point is, you're around a group of people. Maybe it's a sporting event, and it's kind of obvious there's something different about you, is that you're not into group behavior. Everybody else is chatting amongst themselves, group behavior, and you're sitting over there by yourself, being annoyed by the noise. Or if it's a sporting event, everybody is up cheering, or they're booing, or whatever people do. That's group response. But you're not responding because you just don't. That's not part of your psychological makeup. But what happens is, to a person who is nefarious, who wants to take advantage of you, you're just standing out like a sore thumb. Most people just ignore you. They don't even know you're there, let alone that you're not behaving properly. So those are some of the ways that bad guys pick up on the fact that we are low-hanging fruit. Number five is this. We have this, number four rather, is obscured boundaries. Or better yet, no boundaries. Or worse yet, welcome signs. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a doormat on my front porch, and it says welcome. Does that mean that just anybody is welcome to come into my house anytime they want for whatever reason and help themselves to whatever? You know the answer to that, of course not. Now, I'm a bit of a hypocrite in this way. I put that welcome mat on my front porch, then I lock my door. I close my door and lock it. Okay, which one is true here? Are people welcome to come into my house or not? I mean, the welcome mat says, yeah, you're welcome to come in, but there's a locked door that says, no, you are not welcome to come in. I mean, under circumstances, then you are welcome to come in, right? Well, people with Asperger syndrome, using that analogy, we got the welcome mat, but we don't have the locked door. In fact, the door is open if we even have a door at all. We don't have a fence around our, figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, property. There is no fence. There is no trespassing signs. There are signs that say trespassing, maybe. But more likely, we have all these welcome signs, and we don't even know they're there. But people who take advantage of us can see them. Clear as day. So they just walk right in, and suddenly we realize that it's not just that we have a doormat, that we actually are the doormat. We become the doormat. Well, the solution to that should be obvious, and that is, and it's hard for people with Asperger syndrome to do this, but that is we have to put up boundaries. The reason I say it's difficult is because people with Asperger syndrome, it seems to me that they just are so craving of acceptance that they are willing to go to just about any length to allow somebody in their life. And that is a serious flaw. I perfectly understand it because I'm there too. I know what it's all about. So sometimes we have to consciously, willfully, not naturally, it's got to be, we got to override our natural instincts and understand that not everybody likes us. And not everybody who pretends to be friend is a friend. There are a lot of people out there who see us as vulnerable and they're taking advantage of us. I would guess at this very moment, and I could be wrong on this, but if you are a person with Asperger syndrome, wherever you are, where you're around people, there is probably somebody looking for an inroad to take advantage of you. Now, these people are looking for inroads to take advantage of anybody. But you're the guy with a sign tattooed on your forehead that says welcome. You're the guy who doesn't have a locked front door. You're the person who all the defenses that most people put up, they're kind of subtle and most people don't even realize they do it. You don't have those. You don't have those defenses. In fact, that would probably make a good video. Might do that later this week. What defenses should we set up? All right, number 5 is one of the reasons we are soft targets is because we have this weird need to please other people. Well, that's an expression of craving for acceptance. So if I'm nice to this person, they will accept me. If I please this person by doing whatever, this person will accept me. Actually, did you know that's not always true? If you are too eager to please another person, that signals to the other person that you are defective. There is something wrong with you because that's not normal. But people with Asperger syndrome, we don't always get it. I mean, we're so craving. We're so deprived of acceptance and so craving of acceptance that we go to almost any extreme to try to be accepted. We don't have doormats that say welcome. We have welcome huge signs on our homes. Again, metaphorically speaking, maybe say it's tattooed on your forehead, says welcome. Well, people who take advantage of other people, narcissists, psychopaths, they see those welcome signs, but they don't read the word welcome. They read the word vulnerable. They read the word easy target. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with a welcome sign as long as there is a locked door on the other side of it. Because welcome doesn't mean that everybody is welcome all the time, anytime. It means, there are some boundaries here. And if you're the right type of person and you don't mean me harm and there's something there that we can connect, okay, then you're welcome. So, I got a welcome mat in front of my house at this very moment. There's no fine print on the welcome mat. I mean, if you pick it up, flip it over, the only thing it says is made in China. That's it. There is no fine print on my welcome mat that says you are welcome, providing, and then it has 1, 2, 3, like a legal contract. It just says welcome. But the locked door, that's the fine print. The fact that you come in this door, you're going to have a fight on your hands if you don't knock and if you're not welcomed in. That's the fine print. So let me ask you this. All right, you're a person with Asperger syndrome, and you've got a welcome mat all over your life. And by the way, that in and of itself, intrinsically, is not a bad thing. But what is the fine print? Where is that fine print? The things that communicate to other people that you are not to be taken advantage of. Where is that? How do you see that? Now stop and think about that for a moment. And if it's not there, time to put that in place. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Now, if you want to keep on talking, I got a lot of things to say, so let's keep the conversation going. If you want to, all you got to do is click on one of those 2 rectangles on the screen, and our chat together will just keep on going. But if not, well, we'll see you all next time.